Welcome back, everybody. Another very rare stream, but we'll do what we can when we can. Life tends to get in the way, but what you gonna do? Nothing. Just gotta roll with it. See what you can do. Hello, everybody. Good to see you all. Hello, Mad Techie, Greg, user FP9. That's a different name. Martin, Security 16, and ooh, that's it. Yep. Okay. Bit early for everybody. The UK's asleep. America's probably asleep. Anyway, well, I should say I received my new ring light boards today. Now, this is probably revision 173 by now. I missed a bit. So, yeah, we'll just keep making changes. They're not significant changes, but it depends on part supplier changes and just minor things that I find I would prefer different on the ring light when I'm using it, like, because I am my own critic for this sort of thing. Let's see, the main changes we've got on this, we tried out the SO8 footprint for the LED controller, but it turns out the thermal transfer rate of that particular package is useless for this particular task. So we've gone back to the DFN, we got rid of the SO8, it just won't work. No matter what we do, it's not going to work right. I also routed the trace for the PWMing signal for the brightness. I routed across and through other parts rather than using a jumper resistor. So it's one less part, one less footprint there. And of course we got rid of the SO8 footprint, so two less footprints. And then the next thing I did was turn the DC jack to an angle like 45 degrees because I keep bumping into mine. Now, it might not affect most people because, see, I'm left-handed and the jack is on the left side. So for right-handed people, it may not actually be an issue. Beyond that, let's see, I opened up the aperture a little more, about another, I think it was another 2 millimeters diameter, so 1 millimeter radius. That was to allow, there are some microscope assemblies, some digital ones that actually have a 50 millimeter diameter, and it was a bit of a squeeze to get this to fit over them, so I winded up and offset a little bit. Anyway, let's see if we can build this and see how it works out. It hopefully shouldn't be any surprises, but then again, you never know. You never know. How the kittens were numerous and problematic at the best of times. Just had to go and buy 20 tapeworm tablets. That won't last us very long. The little bastards, they're getting into all sorts of bugs and they're getting tapeworms, and unfortunately the usual topical flea and tapeworm treatment type thing, it doesn't do anything for tapeworms, the ones that we've got. You have to have a couple of pills to get it into them. Siegi, yes, you can get the right angle DC jacks rather than the straight through ones. A3X, a Pixo Rush. Oh, ITC Extreme, right. Oh, you changed your chain. Okay, interesting. You also changed your avatar icon too. Hey, Mr. Pedro. Alright, Pedro being Pedro. Hey, half man, half bear. UK here. So I guess the first thing we do is set up the screen stenciling. Why? Do I really want to do this? Oh, what a mess. Why do I do this to myself every time? Oh, well, we'll capture the old paste and put it into here. Very good for using on reballing, where it doesn't matter if the paste is a little dry. Yeah, Security 16, it really is. Like I said, we get to them pretty quick, but they come back just as quick because it's in all of the bugs, like grasshoppers, geckos, things like that. And of course, we can't stop them catching those, even indoors, because those critters come into the house through the various gaps, particularly the geckos. I mean, good luck stopping geckos getting in your house. And And I don't know if you're actually trying to be funny there or not when you said it's a pain in the backside. Because it literally... I forgot about preloaded springs. Whoops. Okay, we don't have to actually clean that one up. We may not really have to use that one again. If I decide to just discard the boards that I have for that particular stencil, you know, just leave them in the packaging. If I run out one day and I really have to use them, I can pull them out, but for the meantime we're just going to move forward. Alright. So to set this up, we'll just it's about right. You were being punny? Damn, I missed I missed that one completely. Good job, Teresa. Punny stuff. Yeah, it actually takes a bit of messing around to get these stencils lined up. But once you've got them lined up, it's pretty quick thereafter. The horrifying sounds of sheet metal. If you're not sure why it's horrifying hearing sheet metal whip around like that, I suggest, or really don't suggest, getting a piece of sheet metal on a drill press and trying to drill a hole through it. Yeah, a nice 3/4 inch hole without having it braced. Scary, scary stuff. Sound like mylar. Okay. I'll blame the microphone on that. Where the SO8 chip for the controller was nice is the fact that I didn't have to get the stencil quite so perfectly lined up. But this being a DFN, you pretty much have to get it dead on, otherwise you're going to have problems with the paste being in the wrong place. That's how you end up in hospital. If you're lucky, you end up in hospital. If normally you end up buried. Okay. Looking good. I guess we'll try 4 of them. See how that goes. Where's my squeegee? Ah, here we go. Oh, I just realised did not set those screws down right. There's just so many things you can easily forget when you're setting these stencil jigs up. See, now it's out of alignment slightly. I'll do. Okay, now we need to get the old solder off that. Don't want that dragging itself over the system. Oh, come on, over here. For one-off jobs, it's not really practical to set up the jig. But if you're going to do a few of them, I'd say 4 is about the threshold for these sort of things. Now, the reason I don't use the jig for the USB-C meter or anything like that is because the USB-C meter is already 4 at a time. And I do all 4 with one sweep, whereas this is, one sweep, one... I cannot talk properly today. I must be nervous. And I've got no water. Damn it. It's annoying. So have a nice scar on your left thumb from years ago. Just a reminder to treat corrugated iron and sheet metal with some respect. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I've got one on my thumb from a 13-inch drill bit in the press, and it was just a high-speed steel twist bit, but it managed to get me. It bit me. Man, it's kind of terrifying because you grab on to the part that's been hit, and you're like, now I've got to see what's going on. You're like, I don't want to let go. It's like you're terrified at the same time. Alrighty, enough of that talk. We're going to be close to being out of paste. Fortunately, I have many other tubes of this stuff. Okay. Alright. This lever on the side does give me some fine adjustment, but you don't want to depend on it. You want to try and get your alignment right first time. Wow, that's... I don't know whether the boards have been cut slightly wrong. That one was definitely way out of alignment. Okay. Yeah, that one too. What's going on here? I mean, it's not terrible, but it's definitely, there's a bit of drift in it. See you later, Mr. Bit. Thanks for dropping in anyway. Alright, that's 4 done. Nice and quick. So obviously I could keep going and, you know, get 10 or 20 done. But we're sticking with 4 for the moment. Okay, where's everything else? Hey, how come you? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. That's 4 of those. Why is that stuck to there? Hey Thunderbird6, welcome. We haven't been going for too long, so you haven't actually missed out on anything. Fuck. Yeah, I don't think I'll be using this technique again. Definitely not. Okay, I was just trying to see whether this setup was going to help me in dispensing them. I used that little trough there to actually measure out the quantity of LEDs I need. It's not meant to be for pick and place dispensing, but I thought I would try it just for the sake of, well, why not? And I now regret that slightly. So we do a zoom in. There you go. Okay, let's see if we can get our alignments. Yep, we're okay. Every time I start this, I feel blind for the start. And then I'll go through the overspeeding it phase, where I'm trying too hard to go fast. Okay, that's that one done. Yeah, I have no idea why I stuck this onto. It was like, I don't think I even meant to stick this. Yeah, it's just a little measured tray, so I can stick the off the spool of LEDs. I can just slide it in there and then cut it off the end, and it gives me the correct length. So I don't know why it ended up stuck on there. Clearly it did. It was not supposed to. Okay. Yeah, back to the pain of trying to place that damn thing. It's unfortunately a small price I have to pay in order for it to work properly. Because a couple of people, there was 4 people that got the other version, the version that cooks up, and I had to yeah, basically had to organize to help them get that changed over. So we're down to 400 nanofarad capacitors and 1 resistor. Which I think is pretty reasonable optimization. Oh yeah, the other thing, as you know, we had the problem with these jacks standing up a little bit. So I just sort of bend the feet down ever so slightly. And then I force them into the board. It just seems to help stop them lifting up too much. Okay, that's one done. Next. In terms of actual light output or quality of the board or anything like that, it's the same as all the others. Like I said, it's just a slightly different configuration. And I save about 1/10 of a cent by not having that 0 ohm resistor. So I'm going to be greedy and take that 1/10 of a cent and keep that profit myself. To be honest, it was done primarily just simply so I've got less parts to put down with the pick and place. Do you think I could find an identical port anywhere? Had to do something similar to laptop board bad. Oh, yeah, no. Trying to find matching USB ports. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck indeed. Extremely frustrating how every manufacturer seems to have their own version of what the USB port should have been. Even when you buy those packaged selection ones where you've got like 100 different USB ports, even with that, you end up sort of usually having to modify something slightly. Oh, pro engineer, you're going to burn for that, buddy. It's all good. It's all good. It's been quite a week, so I'm not at all surprised. Stick around, don't worry about it. Send him Monday. I mean, entirely up to you, but I'm not worried about it. Of course, if you want to get paid, then yeah, you might want to send him. Oh, you have Saturday. You have Saturday postal options. That's nice. We don't have that here. We're too backwater. Ah, don't do that. I'm really hoping when I put this in the reflow oven that the extra wattage, like it's around about a 900 watt oven, I'm hoping it doesn't trip the circuits because I'm doing a time machine backup at the moment and it seems to be quite sensitive. Now the machine itself seems to be running off the battery okay. I'm actually worried about the external drive. Like if I just touch the machine, it seems to go, oh, the time machine drive disappeared. And I'm like, oh, you bastard. So I don't know whether it was the USB-C port on the machine, or whether there's a problem with the cable I'm using, or whether there's a problem with the drive itself. Basically what I do is I get 4 terabyte drives, around about, that sort of size. And for each time machine backup I'm doing of a different machine, you just create a new container. And so you can have a whole bunch of containers on one 4 terabyte drive. And so you end up like, up to 10 time machines on a single drive. It's a very handy way of doing things. Yeah, they're not cheap, I know. I've got a couple of 4 terabytes, a couple of 3 terabytes, and a couple of, well, quite a few 2 terabytes. But I prefer to just use the 4s and then the 3s if I run out. And what I do is I put the job sticker on the drive, just the bare drive, and that way I can always go, oh, okay, yep. I know where each job is. And the backups aren't, how could I say, they're merely for fail-safe. So I send the machines back to the people, but should their machine get damaged in transit or stolen, horrible to say, but you've got to prepare for these things, then at least we still have a path to their data. And once they've confirmed that they've got the machine and they've restored to their new device, then I can scrub the drive. It's a little bit of extra time in a job, but it does at least give you that confidence. Hey, MacGyver. Wait, what? Great, so we've got MacGyver Tech and we've got Pro Engineer, who's also MacGyver. Jeez, getting confusing now. Two MacGyvers in channel. Hey, King off HDMI. Oh, King off, you one of the people with the having to do the swap to the DFN chip. I'm surprised it's taken that long to get to you. It's kind of sad, yeah. There's this great big box and it's 99% empty. Well, 99.9% empty. But there really isn't a smaller option for sending international. I could have tried send it through letter post, but I'm disinclined to do so. I feel like it's already hard enough tracking parcels. I don't even want to try dealing with tracking a letter. You probably could have just ordered from DigiKey quicker. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's on its way. Hopefully, has it actually landed in the country yet? I haven't checked the parcel myself in the tracking. Geez, AliExpress in 10 days? That's amazing. I would be extremely... It's like essentially unheard of to have AliExpress arrive here in 10 days. Unheard of. Most of the time it's... If you've... Average lucky is 2 weeks. Most of the time 3. So I do have to be very strategic with my planning when it comes to ordering stuff. The sad thing is it gets to Sydney or Brisbane in 2 weeks, but then just getting up here, I don't know why, it's painfully slow. Excruciating. Okay. Let's load up the tray. These are definitely forbidden cookies. Rather, the sauce is forbidden. Yeah, come on. Okay, extra fun, I have to turn the air conditioner off for this. Air conditioner off. Oven system on. Press button to start. Bake off. And backup still proceeding. 16 hours remaining. That's a little ludicrous. Yeah, I think its time got all messed up. It's done 290 of 1,900. Alright. Let's clean up our mess. Put our excess solder paste away for reballing. That's going to be running out probably in the next one. Yep, it's getting hot in here. Okay, soldering iron on. Fume extractor on. It's a bit naughty of me to be using my soldering iron, but Because basically molten plastic is very bad for the coating on your tips. It does a marvelous job of etching right through that coating. But at least it does then give me an excuse as to why I'm terrible at soldering. I can just be like, oh yeah, I used my soldering iron for plastic insertions. And then people will be like, oh yeah, that makes sense, yep. It's not that he's no good at soldering, he's just got a bad tip. Okay, King, take care. Hey, where you going? Yeah, right, Greg. Potentially viable excuses. I can almost actually just drive these in. Might have to. Yeah, I can actually. I'm going to melt them in anyway. I prefer to have them melted through because then it, properly bonds around the spiral capture. Whereas if you just mechanically drive them through, they'll most likely mechanically drive back out. Yep, can smell the ovens kicking in now. Oh, that one's already done. Whoop. Yep. Let's see what state are you at, oven. Ramp 2, okay, it's pushing at 190 Celsius. So it'll start stinking up. Let's see. For the people who are out there using Flex Board View, I'm getting really close to the next major release. Well, not major release, next release of the version 5. It's been an absolute nightmare to say the least. It all started because of one little feature request which caused a colossal cascade of things that had to be changed, and then concurrently there were changes in the macOS library system and I had to adapt to those. So it just ended up being a great big cluster of annoyances all coming together. But I feel like it's going to be a good release, this one. The new Constellation system, I feel like people are going to quite like that. I know I like it. Because remember, most of the time when a feature is added, it's because I've been annoyed by something else in the program. Like, I really wish the programmer would do this. And then I go, wait, I am the programmer. And so I do it. Okay, this one's got some fuzz on it. Must have been a little bit wet coming off the reel, a little bit too much humidity. It's been near impossible to keep the reels of PETG dry. There's just so much humidity in the air at the moment. Hey, Rilla. What do we got? Okay, we're at open. We just finished the reflow. We're at open door phase, but I don't open the door. Instead, I just let it draw out the fumes now. Okay, so what have we got here? 6 of them? 6. Okay, we've only got 4 that we need to do, but I thought I'd do all of them while I'm here. Okay. The other problem I've got is I actually... Oh, do I? They got in the way the other day. Little, here they are, tongs. I don't know, man. Don't trust those tongues. I'm going to step out for a minute. No, you can't go outside, Lukey. Too early. Yeah. Okay, turn you off. Turn on the air conditioner. Open up a window a bit. I really need to put a 6-inch extractor on that fume hood. The 4-inch, it's barely doing its job. It's not doing it well enough. If I can smell the fumes, it means it's not doing its job well enough. I do have a dehumidifying thing now, but it catches me off guard still. Alright. These are going to be quite hot. I'll grab them by the plastic bits. It's still hot. Yep. Apparently when you put things in an oven, they get hot. Come on. Yeah, gotcha. I am expecting there to be rework required on the DFNs. So let's get in there and see how good or bad this turned out. Yeah, I've got a filament dryer at the moment. Okay, so you can see the DC jack is sitting down quite nicely there, so that's good. DFN sat down properly, so that's excellent. There's 99% of the problems solved there. Now, I don't know which one's which, so I'm going to have to check all of them. Basically, I've got to make sure that this little corner notch aligns with the arrow. It's going to be easier for me to look for ones where the corner notch is not where it's supposed to be. Okay, they all look good. Okay, so that one's looking good. Again, DC jack sitting down properly, that's good. DFN, we've got a bridge there. Okay, we'll clear that bridge. Fortunately, bridges like this, I don't mind the bridges, they're fine. I can get over it. Thank you. Yeah, so it's so easy to fix those up. It's not a problem at all. Okay. I have a slight bit of lift there, but it's still connected, so it's good. DFN's good. Let's check those LEDs. I'm mostly paranoid because that first row I did, the first one I populated, I wasn't sure whether I got everything correct. I mean, it's no biggie if I have got one backwards. I can, it's not going to burn up or anything. I almost feel like I should redo that one slightly. Yeah, it doesn't quite feel like it filleted properly. Yeah, now I'm happy with that. Just give it a clean up. Beautiful. Yeah, that's some nice soldering there. Okay, time to program them. I finally worked out what was going on with the program, or at least I think I've worked out. The BRLTTY, basically it's a blind person's braille device. For some reason, by default, it takes control of any CH340 serial ports. I understand why, because if you're blind, then the first thing you want to be able to do is to plug in your USB and get your verbal assistant. So I sort of understand it from that perspective, but it does still catch me up every now and then. I'm having to put absorbent paper in here because even with the air conditioning, even though it's not high summer, it's still enough for me to sweat up in the palms. Okay, let's see, development, PLD, microscope, ring light. Scratch it up a little. Oh no, we can't use that. What about that? Okay, I think we're back. We're back. Okay. Wow. That sort of thing's not supposed to happen. I don't even know what you go to. Okay, you're the web camera. That was weird. Linux does that sometimes. No kidding. It's pretty much always been a bit of a dud since the days of when we started having USB 3. The code has always been dubious since then. Unable to enumerate. Yay. Yeah. The problem I've got here at the moment is that the fault is laying with the internal. Oh boy. Okay, let's try this. Let's see what's that come up. We are now on 124.3. Okay, so we're on 1 point. Yeah, whatever. 1243. You're going to be root to do that, buddy. Alright, so let's see, list device, UP, okay, it's there now. See if this actually works now. Blimey heck, what a pain every time I do this. What? Oh, I was going to say. Alright, so that's working now. This is why you should do 100 at a time. So you get it set up, you know it works, and you just go through and do them all. That was not supposed to do that. Bald spot alert. Okay, all programmed. But yeah, USB drivers and support and stability is bad at best. You should build yourself a handheld programmer. Maybe. I mean, this is easy enough. It's just every now and then you get the glitch. And naturally it's always on a live stream. Okay, we're just going to go to the above. We're stealing the 24 volts. Hey, MacBook Fixer, how's it going, Jace? Okay. Oh yeah, she's bright. Unit sometimes buggy. That's pretty much about it, yeah. Yeah, really, I tend to find the same. I don't know what it is, but the instability is just like rife. Okay, they're all working. Yeah, let's try one for myself. So I don't think we'll see much difference. In fact, I'm expecting that we won't see much difference, but I want to make sure that it actually does work visually. Oh, I just realised I need to put the heat sinks on. Heat sinks. I did finally find a supplier that will send me the heat sinks. They're actually sending me 10mm ones, but they're not grid fins, they're just straight fins. But it'd be nice not to have to basically keep pulling open those packages and throwing away that stuff. No. Ugh. Good. That heatsink will not come off in any easy way. You know, it's a struggle to get those things to come off. Yep. Okay. I'm just loading it up into the microscope. All right. Looks viable. Let's see if we can tilt this. Okay. Let's get ourselves a MacBook board. It's always a good test, MacBook boards, because they're quite dark. Yeah, it's a bit of a grimy board. Let's try the other side. Oh, that's a terrible board. Lots of flux everywhere. Zoom right in. Okay, so we're not at maximum light. That's about 70% light. Okay, so that's maximum light at maximum zoom, which is pretty good. If any of you have ever worked on iPhones and things like that, and you zoom right in, you'll know that the light drops off very aggressively. and fortunately, see, as you back out, the brightness really picks up, because obviously you're collecting a lot more light. Colors look a little bit subdued because of the dust, and now I'm over bright. I guess that's better. Let's give it a wash. Now the new design basically had one less part, went back to just having the DFN footprint for the controller, and we've gone with the 45-degree DC jack input, because as a left-handed person it kept bumping into things for me and I was getting a little bit annoyed by that. Obviously I could have used a right-angled cable, but they're a little less common defined, so I decided I'll implement it into the mechanical design of the board itself. Okay. So that's max bright. It doesn't seem that bright until you bring out like a green board. So this is this is just one of my very old designs, back from 2011. Okay, so now you got maximum brightness on that, and you can see it's it's definitely overblown. Hey Pedro. Pedro, remember these things. This here was a battery Coulomb counter. So you'd plug in your battery feeding the plane or whatever it was. And so your power would go through the shunt. This here would be a Coulomb counter, and it would actually, it wasn't strictly speaking a standard shunt. It counted the actual packets of energy, and so it was an advanced shunt in a way, sort of thing. This was the shunt itself, but it translated it in a different way. And so that would then let you know how many milliamp hours effectively were in your battery, and then you could work out whether your battery's falling down pretty fast, or what you're really getting out of your pack. And I had a whole display unit for it. I think I just didn't have a serial port connection for it. I can't remember now. I've got a crystal oscillator, a control button, 8x2 display. I don't think I did have a serial port. Oh wait, no, that's a power cable. Wait, what's this here? Hey there, Electro Rep. What is that? I have no idea what that's for. It's like an external regulator. Weird. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, the point is that, as you can see with green boards, the light is definitely more than ample. Alrighty then, that's it for today. I've got to go out, do some yard work. I'll push the mower around, do the exercise, make sure I don't turn into Mr. Blob or lose all my muscle definition. Not that I have much to start with, which is why I don't want to lose any. But I think I'll probably just continue on making these ones with the new revisions on it. It should be fine. Like I said, technically, in terms of the light distribution and everything else, it's the same as the previous series that I did. So no one's sort of being penalized for being an early adopter when it comes to this situation. So I'm out of here. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you on the next one, whenever that may be. Could be weeks, could be days, could be hours. I'll see you on the next one. Till then, you take care. I'll see you.